Hello and welcome to Education at SSBJ Online Video Tutorials. Before I tell you what is the name of the chapter which we are taking up for discussion, I am going to demonstrate small model, and here we go. Dear children, I am going to show you a model where these metal objects are placed inside the cylindrical tube. Can you see this? Can you see this? Yeah. And from a distance it looks as if that this is bit heavier than the last one. Is it not? Right? But let me tell you, all these objects, right, some are cylindrical shape and some are a cone shape, right? So these objects are of equal weight. That is point number one, right? Now when you are asked to lift this object with your fingers, no, let me show you how it happens, right? I'm going to lift this now with my finger and I can lift. Can you see? Here also it comes easy, right? And then I go to the next one. This is the next one. Bit difficult. This one, little bit difficult. This is not that difficult. Now you see the structure of this, right? Now I am going to lift it. Oh my God, I am not able to lift it up. But you see, this is easy. This is easy. This is still easy. But that is very difficult. Remember, all these are of equal weight. And what may be the reason? Let us come back to this demonstration and find out the reason behind it, right? One of your school students has made a beautiful vehicle which runs on solar energy, and he is running it on tiles. And then he wants to run it on mud, and he finds that it is a bit difficult for his vehicle to run on mud as compared to running on cemented tile. What is the reason? We will take up one more demonstration here. You all know, when I apply force on this, the position of this ball, its motion, everything will change, right? So I'm going to apply force on this, but on this floor, right? Look at this, and I apply force, and to stop it I apply force in opposite direction. So what does it mean? It means that when you apply force in an opposite direction of a moving body, it stops, right? Again, I apply force on one direction and then I apply force in opposite direction, right? So opposite force, the force in opposite direction makes the moving body to stop, right? I am doing the same thing again now. Look at this rolling body. I have applied force and then it stopped, but this time I have not applied force in opposite direction. Then why did it stop? Just now we have learned that when we apply force in opposite direction, body stops, moving body stops. But we are not seeing anybody here applying a force. Again, this rolling body stops on its own. Shall we find out what is the force responsible for this? Well, now we'll go for the first demonstration. And there I have shown you few cylindrical structures. Some are conical, and I tried to lift it up with the help of my finger, right? Now let us try to answer for the questions which were asked. So when I tried to lift it with the help of the finger there. Look at the grip there. Look at the grip and look at the surface here. Right? This surface is slightly rough, is it not? And then I tried lifting another one. Now look at the surface. As compared to the previous one, this surface is bit smooth. Now can you tell me which is easier to lift? The rough surface object or the smooth surface object? Obviously, it is the one which is having a proper grip. We say grip. Grip means what? Where there is a proper hold. Isn't it? So here there is a proper hold and comfortably we can lift it. And all this because of the surface. And surface is rough, whereas here surface is not rough. It is bit smooth, not completely smooth. So I find it very difficult to hold it with a proper grip and then lift it up. Right? There is a word, something which we are missing in these two. We have not referred to so far. So keep that in the mind. Now we'll go for the next one. Look at this. This is also smooth one. Surface is smooth. Now see the structure here. A structure is conical, right? And then when you are holding it, I was feeling it was more slippery than the previous one. This is okay, I could lift, but here it was more slippery. And therefore it was very difficult for me to lift. Now when I say slippery, what does it mean? In all the previous objects, there is one thing which was more, and that is called friction. Here friction is more because surface is rough. Here friction is little less because surface is slightly smooth, but the structure is okay. We can hold it. Here the structure is such that friction is very less. So it is because of less friction I found it difficult to lift it, where here it is because of more friction I could lift it easily. But wait a minute, what is the definition for friction? When I apply force on the moving body, the body moves, and the force which is in opposite direction makes the body to stop. So hence force applied in opposite direction stops the body, right? But here when I applied force, the rolling ball stopped on its own without the help of any opposite force. That means there is some force in opposite direction of the motion which is not directly visible for us, and that is why the body stopped. And that is the force which acts opposite to the direction of the motion is called friction force. Can you tell me now where the friction is more? Is it on the mud surface or on the cemented one? Cemented one will have less friction. We need to remember here that friction is a force, and friction has direction, but the direction of the friction force is opposite to the motion. Since friction is force, and we all know force is measured in Newton, friction exists only when two surfaces are in contact, right? And then again we have seen rough surfaces will have more friction. Having understood all these points, the question is, what are the different types of friction? Is friction useful or not so useful? Please remember here, whenever we refer force, we have to refer force with a direction. For example, we have already studied that force is expressed in newtons. This is the standard unit of force. Now suppose if I apply 10 newtons of force, you have to specify in which direction you are applying that force. And if I can show 10 newtons of force, in which direction? Is it in this direction or it is in this direction? Because the effect of this force will be different in each of the case. For example, if you apply force on a body of spherical body, how much? 10 Newton. This body may displace here. In the same way, if you apply force in opposite direction, same 10 newtons, the body may displace here. That's why we have to be particular that when we refer force, we have to have the direction. Every type of force comes with a direction, and therefore since friction is a force, therefore friction also has some specific direction. But wait a minute, when does friction exist? Let's say we have taken a ball and we keep that ball on the table. The moment ball is placed on the table, there is contact between ball and the table. And whenever there is a contact between the two surfaces, there exists friction. So we can say here, there is a friction between the surface of table as well as ball, right? Suppose if the ball is moving in this direction, then the direction of the friction force is in this direction as shown in the figure. Let's have one more illustration about launching of rocket. Let's have one more illustration about launch of rocket. Now the question is, friction between rocket and what? So what happens when you launch this rocket? It rushes up, right? And when it was going up, it will be piercing the air around us. And therefore, there is friction between rocket and air of the atmosphere. So there is friction here also. When the vehicle is moving on the road, there is a contact between tire and road. So since there is a contact of this tire and the road, there exists a friction. When children skate on the ice, there is a contact between ice surface and the skates. And therefore, there is a friction between ice and the skates. So you have seen some examples. Friction requires contact between two surfaces. In this case, contact between the ball and the table, tires and the road, skates and the ice surface, air and rocket. Without the direct contact, there is no friction. Right? So, point to be noted that friction requires contact between two surfaces. But when you roll a ball on the surface, we call it rolling, isn't it? Ball is rolling on the surface, right? Now when children skate on the ice, we call it sliding. Okay. What about when the vehicle run on the road? Is it rolling or sliding? It's rolling. Okay? It's rolling. Why it's rolling? Because tires are rolling around. It rolls on the road. Right? Suppose a car is going in the direction of the motion. It's moving front. Now tell me, what will be the direction of the friction force? Friction force acts always opposite to the direction of the motion. I am repeating this again because you have to keep this in the mind always. In class 12th, all these basics will help you to understand a chapter again called friction. Right? One ball rolls, and if it goes front, and if the direction of the motion is shown this way, then tell me what is the direction of the friction? Again, it has to be the opposite of direction of motion. Right? Now, the friction responsible here is because of rolling, and therefore this type of friction is called rolling friction. Remember this. So friction which comes into play when the object rolls over another surface is called rolling friction. Right? Suppose the definition of rolling friction is asked, you can write in your own terminology, or you can refer this. When an object is rolling on a surface, the force of friction, right? The force of friction which acts upon it is called rolling friction. What about this case? We already studied that it is sliding. Right? In the previous case, we called this friction is rolling friction. And what it should be then? Since an object is sliding over a surface here, and this friction will be called as, sliding friction. Suppose if they are moving front, what will be the direction of the friction? Opposite to the direction of the motion. Right? And what kind of friction it is called? It is called sliding friction. Again, slight change in the definition. So definition of sliding friction is when an object slides over another object, that is ice surface here, then the friction which is acting here is called sliding friction. Simple definition. When object rolls, it's a rolling friction, and when the object slides, then the friction acts upon that object is sliding friction. Let us have one simple illustration. I'm going to show you a vehicle here which is on a rough road. You can just imagine how difficult for this vehicle to move on this road, right? And here is a vehicle which is moving on a smooth road, right? Let's have both on one slide. Okay. Just imagine you yourself riding these two. And which one will be faster if I ask? It's the simplest question, right? You all know that the car which is moving on a smoother road will go definitely faster than the vehicle here, right? Now question is, why? Or if I ask you to answer in which case friction is more? Is it case A? Let's call it as A, and call it as B. So we have two situations here, situation A and situation B, and you have to tell in which case friction is more. And you know, friction is force. I am repeating it again. Friction is force which is going in opposite direction, opposite to the motion. So here there is a friction which is against the direction of this vehicle, right? And here also there is a friction which is against the direction of this vehicle, because friction always acts opposite to the motion. Now what you have to answer, in which case friction is more? I know you have understood this situation and got the answer. So what should be the answer? Friction will be more in case A. Here friction will be more, right? When there is more friction, there will be a less speed. Vehicle cannot go forward because friction is opposing it. Friction always acts opposite to the motion. So you can conclude here, more the friction, less the speed. So remember this important point. Okay? More the friction, less the speed. Or less the friction, more the speed. Okay? Here we'll take a break and again look back and recall what we have learned. We have learned that friction is force. And since friction is force, friction has direction. And which direction friction has? Friction acts opposite to the direction of the motion. If the car goes front, friction is pulling it back. And then what we have learned is more the friction, less the speed. Okay, if the friction is more, speed will be less. If a car goes on, on a rough road, then it cannot move faster. It will be very slow because friction is more friction. Right? So the last point is this. So what is understood here is vehicle runs fast when there is less friction. Machine part rotate faster when there is less friction. Right? Well, we have learnt in this video tutorial about rolling friction and a sliding friction. Well, we have learnt in this video tutorial about rolling friction and a sliding friction. Rolling friction is a friction which acts on the object when the object rolls, and the sliding friction is the friction which acts on the object when the object slides. Right? These are the two types of frictions which we have studied now. But there are two more. there is something called fluid friction. You can think on it. There is even static friction. What are these? How friction is useful for us and how friction is not so friendly for us. Wait till the next video. Till then, stay strong and stay healthy. Thank you.